Welcome to Leave Me Alone. I'm working on it. And I'm Ore.
I'm Cassie J. I'm just really
I was
happy to be
expecting
here.
what?
What were you expecting? I said I'm happy to be here.
Oh. No, I was expecting a bit of a 90s talk show vibe because apparently that's what you do now.
That's what I do now. And I'm Cassie J. That better
Funny
for
every
you,
time.
Ore.
You know, you would have done well as a 90s talk show host.
I think so
Just
too.
putting it out
I'm just
there.
gonna toot my own horn there. I think I would have had a lot of fun.
I think you would have though. I think you would have. It's like one of those things that I feel like you'd be there's a lot of things I feel like you would have been good at. Accounting is not one of those things,
Absolutely
unfortunately.
not. I
For
would have been a terrible accountant.
but wait, so what did you, if you had to? Because well, for me, I had like a multitude of things I wanted to be when I grow up.
Mm,
What was
mm.
like your top three?
What were my top three things that I wanted to be, or what were the top three things I was allowed to be?
Oh, girl. You know, me
So
arriving to be like, let's have a cute, light episode. And Cassandra's just like, what were the top three things
I'm
I was
just
allowed to
saying,
be?
let's just be real. Like, the signs of me being a creative were there from when I was 3 years old. You know, my parents tell the story of how I would like draw on the wall a piano. Like, I would draw the white keys and the black keys and the white, then I'd sit and I'd pretend to play the
I
wall.
can see that.
Do you know what I mean? Like that was that, and I was like 2 or 3, you know? Um, and fast forward to, I don't know, needing to figure out and being told that, oh, you must make money and creatives don't make money. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna be, wait for it, an actuary. Can you just
What?
imagine an actuary? And I was like good at maths. So I was like, okay, I can be an actuary. Um, I could be an accountant. And then the other thing that I contemplated was being a doctor, but it was very low down on the list because I don't do well with like poop and vomit. And apparently you do a lot of that when you're
Yes,
like an
ma'am.
intern or whatever. So
Yes,
I was just
ma'am.
like, I'm out. Blood I'm okay with, but poop and vomit, miss me. Like, can't be
Yeah, but
involved.
these were things that you were told,
Hmm.
like
What
you
I
were these were
wanted
the
to do
choices.
was I wanted to be a musician, like I wanted to sing and I wanted
Mm,
to like be in a band, or I wanted to act. Like I really, really, really wanted to be an actress.
mm.
Um, and maybe like the third thing,
I can't see that for you.
and as an
You're not
actress,
you're not good at sitting still.
as an
And
actress, do,
yeah, and
do
much of
actresses sit still?
my goodness. So
Really?
on set we call it hurry up and wait.
Oh,
It's literally
hectic.
all you do. So you rush to get your makeup, get your things together so that you can be on set for your call time, right? So you just
Yeah,
rush, rush,
yeah,
rush thing. And then you go on set and then you do your scene or your scenes or your blocking, whatever it is. And then you
yeah.
have to go sit and wait for your next call. Like if you, for instance, if you've only got that one scene for the day, amazing. Then you can go home, right? But if you've got
Yeah.
one and then they need to do another thing, or like if it starts to rain, or if something gets
Oh
missing on
gosh.
set, or something happens with the set, I mean, we must fix it, whatever, whatever. Like everyone's just waiting around now. And
And
sometimes
yeah,
the
you're
waiting
right.
can be hours.
I wouldn't do well with that. I would need like activities to keep me entertained.
You would be the focal point for distraction for everyone on set.
No,
Because
for
you'd start doing
everyone.
something
That's so
fun.
true.
You'd go
I
order
would go up to
food.
people and I
You'd
would
bring
talk to them.
drinks.
I'd be like, "What are you doing? Teach me how to do this. What are
See,
you
that
up
I
to?" And
can
meanwhile,
see.
yeah, yeah,
That I
yeah,
can
yeah.
see.
It's true. That is definitely something I would do. But I did think being an actress would be fun, just to be
You'd be good
pretend
at
to be
it. I
somebody
just
else.
it's the sitting and wait part that I think would drive you
Would
insane.
drive me crazy.
Yeah. Yeah.
Good to know.
Okay, so you
Things I
wanted to
didn't
be
know.
a musician, you wanted to be an actress, and then
Like a musician or an actress. I'm trying to think what the third thing was. Like I was never good at art. Like
mm,
never, never good at the art. Like creating things with my hands. I remember there was one time I took art up until the ninth grade. And in the ninth grade we had an assignment where we had to make a sculpture of an animal. Okay. And I decided that I was gonna make a cow, like an
A
Nguni cow.
cow.
A cow because it's like super easy and like it's just four legs and a body and a
In
head.
what world is molding a cow super easy?
Well, I mean, like, well, fair. Okay. To be fair, you're right because I didn't think it through. Um, I was like, I'm gonna make a cow, so I like do my wire base and then the mesh and then the thing and then I finished it and I was like, I could be an artist. Like, I've done such a great job. And then my art teacher came past and she was like, Cassie, that's such an amazing horse. Good job. And I was like,
It's a cow, ma'am.
no, I was like, thank you. That is what I was going for. I was totally going for a horse. That was the plan the whole time. So I don't know. I don't know what the third thing was, but music and acting
Mm.
was definitely where I wanted to play.
Do these things change like over time for you? Like what you wanted to do when you were in primary school versus what you wanted to do when you got to secondary school? Did it like change for you? Because it changed for me quite
Yeah.
often.
No, I think it was it's actually such a sad story because why didn't I just pursue it? But it was that much more intensified because the more I because I would sing and we'd travel the world singing
Mm,
and I'd be was classically trained and on piano and on voice and then I got involved in like more band music stuff and we did
mm,
not touring but we performed and around the places where I lived
mm,
and then I did plays. Like if there was a play, I was the first one to audition,
mm.
and I just loved it. I loved it. I loved it. I loved it so much. And then went to go study accounting because I'm dumb. Like
Every time you tell the
I
story
it's
about
wild.
music and you touring and the singing and all of that, and then end up with this accounting story, it makes me so sad. Actually, no, it
It
makes me
makes
so
me sad
mad.
too.
It makes me
It makes
mad. Like, what the
yeah.
hell?
I know. I know. And I wish I'd had the presence of mind to push harder for what it is that I truly wanted. And I
But
wish
you were also a
I don't know.
child, though. Be a bit more gracious with
Yeah.
yourself.
Fair, 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 fair. But
For
anyway,
me,
this is
I
yeah.
started off, well, my earliest memories, and I remember this is probably I was probably like 4, 5, I don't know. And I
Mm,
remember having this we had this debate. It was myself, my sister, and I think one of my dad's colleagues who was also like a really close friend had like 2 kids. And I
mm,
remember us just being like in the backyard having this full on debate
mm.
about so my sister from the homegirl knew what she wanted from the get and she actually lived out that dream. She always wanted to
Amazing.
be a doctor. It never
Amazing.
wavered, it never changed. Well, I mean, until now, because if you ask her now, she's like, "Why did I study medicine?" But
Why
she
did I do
always
this to
wanted it, she
myself?
went for it. And somehow there were 2 of so it was a group of 4 kids, right? 2 people wanted to become doctors, and 2 of us wanted to become teachers. I wanted to be a teacher. My earliest memory is that
Oh
I wanted to be a
wow.
teacher, and we were having this debate about why teachers are better than doctors or why it's more important to be a doctor versus being a teacher. I don't remember what the arguments were, but we had this chat. Um, so I was probably like maybe 4 or 5, I don't know. And then that dream lasted all the way to like primary 6. I
Okay.
still was like, I wanted to be a teacher. And then I had a best friend, Jade, and Jade wanted to be a teacher as well. So we're like, yeah. So the plan was we'd go, there was like a teacher's college like down the street from our primary school. The plan was that we would go to that teacher's college and then we'd come back to
Yeah.
our primary school and be teachers there. I had no idea what
Cute.
subject I wanted to teach. I mean, if you ask me now, I'd probably say like maybe English because you get to
Was this
see.
when you lived in Ireland?
Yes, this was in Belfast.
Okay. Okay.
So we were like, we're going to be teachers. And then I leave primary school and I go to secondary school, first year, right?
Yes. Yeah.
And then now the dream is what? Medicine.
Mm. Mm.
Medicine. Wait, no, there
Mm.
was law before there was medicine. There was
Yo.
law. 'Cause my
This is
dad
why you
had
love your
mentioned that
procedurals. This
there
is
was
why.
law. My dad had said something, like, made an offhand comment about how, great lawyers were, or how he liked lawyers, or how he thought I'd be a good lawyer. I don't know. I moved to law. But by the end of first year, I was like, "Nah, I'm not doing this. Medicine is the one. I wanna be a pediatrician."
Yes,
Final
this I
answer,
know.
pediatrics, right?
Oh,
And then
so depressing.
we go on we go on this journey, and I'm like, I can't stand little kids dying. So I'm like, we're gonna pivot, we're gonna
Yeah.
do pediatrics, but it's gonna be pediatric ophthalmology. So like eye doctor for kids, right?
Oh,
Eye
I'm
surgeon for kids.
an ophthalmologist.
I'm like, at least nobody's dying. The worst that'll happen is they'll go blind, right? Okay, cool. So this
My
is what
gosh.
career choice
The
number
worst
4.
that will happen is they'll go blind.
At least they'll be
Blind
alive.
children.
At
Fair.
least they'll be alive. I mean,
Fair.
but you can see why I'm not cut out to be a doctor. Anyway,
Yeah.
this is
Me
career choice number 4 at this point. Then we maintain the medicine thing all through the rest of secondary school. We get into, so I do like the university I was going to go to, you do like a 1 year, we called it pre-degree. You do like a 1 year
Mm,
course
mm,
before you
mm,
start.
mm,
So, and everybody and their grandma wanted to do medicine, and like limited
mm,
slots, but now there's like
mm,
8,000 of us or something. So
mm.
I didn't get in for medicine.
Oh,
They
sad.
gave me biochemistry. Now, let me explain it to you. In Nigerian universities, there are two ways to get admission. Either you gain the course you chose, or you get the course they give you.
Excuse me?
So
But what
if
if
you
I
don't,
don't want to be a biochemist?
then you can choose to withdraw.
What? So it's take what we give you or you're out?
That's what I'm saying. There's two ways to it. Sometimes you get what you want. Like
I'm
if
with
if
you, but
you
let's
meet
say
the
I don't
cutoff,
get if I don't get into medicine
then they give you
and
another
then
course, whatever else
but
is
if I don't
available.
want to do that, then I
Then
don't
you
get an
try
education?
again next year. Try again
Next
next year.
year?
Or you take it and you go in and you do the first year, and then you start making plans to change your major, like to switch to another
Oh
course,
my
to switch to
gosh.
another program within. But yeah, those are your options anyway. So they gave
And
me
wait, hold on.
biochemistry. I
I have
chose
many follow-up
microbiology.
questions. I have many
Gonna
follow-up
be here a
questions. I
while.
have many follow-up questions.
Yes.
Do you apply to like multiple universities or do you just apply to one university?
That's up to you. That's
Okay.
up to
So
you.
if I don't want to be a biochemist here, but I got into medicine somewhere else, I'll just go there.
Yes, you can do
Oh,
that.
okay. Okay.
You can
Okay.
do that. But
Gosh.
I didn't
Okay.
do that. I put all of my eggs inside this one basket called
Oh, wow.
OAU.
Okay.
So, great Ife people. Hey, test of the grades. Sorry, I just had to. Um, my school was called Obafemi Awolowo University. It used to be called University of Ife, and we are the
Okay.
mouthiest people in Nigeria. Like all of us are. We will always want to prove to you how our school is the best because the things we went through to get a degree out of that school. Let
Sure.
me tell you. Anyway,
You know what? You've actually some of the stories you've told me deserve their own episode because
let's not.
wild.
Let's just not. Anyway, so when I knew that I wasn't going to get the cutoff for medicine, I'd been like, okay, I'll take microbiology and I'll do it for a year and then I'll switch to medicine, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
They didn't give me microbiology, they gave me biochem. So it was take the biochem or try again next year.
Yeah.
So I took it. And I didn't even know there was a difference, but there's apparently medical biochemistry and there's industrial biochemistry, and I got industrial. So, like,
Oh,
completely away from anything I
so
wanted
far
to
from
do.
medicine.
So it's like, you'll just go in, do it for 1 year. 1 year
And
turned
then try
into
switch.
2. And then I was just like, I've had enough. And then I switched to
Sure.
psychology. This is career choice number what? 6.
But I fully can see you as a psychologist. I
I was
can
gonna
see
go
that.
the whole way. I was like, I'll do
Yeah.
psychology, I'll get my master's, get my
Yeah.
PhD, this
Yeah.
is this
Yeah.
is the thing. Deb and
Yeah.
I switched to psychology together from Balchem. Deb has
Got it.
seen that path on psychology through. She's got her master's now. She's working with
That's
kids.
amazing. Congrats, Dibs.
My second year in psychology, career choice number 7, media happened.
Yes. And I suppose all of these have been big pivots, but yeah, yeah.
That was a major one. It was
That's a
like
big
I
pivot.
completely, because I'd been science my whole life, you know? I'd gone on this journey. I mean, by the time I was in biochem, first year in biochem, I was like fully preparing to become a woman in STEM. You know what I mean? Like going down that
Yeah.
journey. And then now I'm in media, you know, hosting shows and red carpets and what celebrity did what and who didn't do what. It was like, anyway, the point is that I have had so many changes
Yeah.
over the course of my life, and I've
So many
ended up
pivots.
so much, and I've ended up here. Like my career path has not been straight. And maybe I've had
Mm,
more than the average person. I don't know. We'd have to
mm,
check. But at each and every one of these points, there was always something to prove and something to lose as well. Like people,
mm.
you get so in secondary school, I was good at the sciences, and you know, everyone, oh, Ora is going to be a doctor. Ora is going to be a doctor. Like it was a clear path. It
Got
became what
it.
people expected of me. You know,
Mm,
we
mm,
were on this journey, and at the moment where I failed to get into the medicine program in Ife, it almost felt like I had let the people down, the
sad.
people who were looking up to me, the people who had joined me on this journey, like this is where your life is going, the people who
Mm,
had supported me, my parents,
mm,
people at church, you know, friends, whatever.
mm,
And
mm.
so I went into biochemistry thinking I'm going to do this for 1 year and I'm going to go again for medicine. You know,
And then
we're
pivot,
going to
yeah.
make it happen. It didn't happen. And
No,
not
it
only did it
didn't.
not happen, yo, I flunked out of biochem. Like it was not a
Ah,
good time. It was,
this
yeah,
sounds like me in accounting. It was not a
it
good
was,
time.
it was not a good time. And again, that feeling of, huh, now I'm disappointing people. Now I'm not doing well,
Yeah.
you know, but
Yeah.
it was necessary for me to sit down and have that conversation with myself because
Mm,
none of these things were about anyone else but me. Like what I wanted to do with my life, what kind of jobs I wanted, what excited me,
mm,
where my passion was, you
mm,
know, what I was skilled at, what I
mm.
was good at.
Got
But
it.
somehow in my mind, and let me even continue. So I moved to media, right? And then become this little public figure in my little school, a little corner of the world, you know, had a talk show, was on magazine covers, did these little things. And all of a sudden, you're back in good graces, right? You're doing well. There's a clear path. Okay, or is
You've
in
gotten
media.
the
You
stamp of
know,
approval from
you've
society
got it
again.
exactly. You've gotten it again. Okay, Aura is going in this route and she's doing well. She's doing the things. And you go down that path. Okay, this is what it's gonna look like. This is by the time she's well, again, this is where I'm thinking. I had people say to me, "Oh, you're gonna do so well. Oh, you're gonna be so successful. Oh, you gotta move to Lagos. Oh, you this is what you need to do. Oh, you need to network. Oh, you need to." Mm-hmm, mm-hmm, mm-hmm. And I even had someone who was like working my PR for me, quote unquote, in school,
Amazing.
telling me the things I needed to do, the things I couldn't do. I needed to show up for all of the big parties, the big events, the this, the that, get my name out there. It was tedious, but it's like, okay, at least I'm doing well again at something, you know?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I'm not bottom of the barrel. So
And you're like, you're validated in
I'm
something.
validated again.
Yeah.
And it just and after we left school, obviously it's a tiny slice of the world, right? We moved to the big city and things aren't quite as happening as you would like. And I had this colleague, because I'm not, yeah, a colleague that I had worked with on shows in school. And I'd moved to Lagos. I was working at this, well, interning at this PR firm and doing whatever. And I remember him saying to me, he didn't want to leave Ife. And I was like, "What do you mean? We've graduated. Why don't you want to leave?" And he's like, "But here I'm known. Here I get job." And Ife is a very
Ah,
small community. Like it's not
got it.
if you want to be in the big leagues, Ife is not the place to be.
Got
But
it, got
his
it, got it, got it,
reasoning
got it.
was basically, here I'm a star. Why do I want to go out there to start all over again? It's so easy to just stay here and continue here.
Sure.
And I remember thinking, even if he stayed and he stayed because he wanted to, it's okay. you know? But just staying there because he's the reigning king there and not wanting to progress with his life, not wanting to choose anything else because he was afraid that he'd have to start again. I was just like, this isn't for me. So I move, we're doing these things. But then it's not happening. And now it feels
Mm,
like I'm not even in media. Now I must make ends meet. So I'm getting a job that's not
mm,
in media. I'm doing the things that I need to do. And I was hella frustrated.
mm,
I'm saying all of that to say this. For me, the punchline from this long-winded story is it's okay. We often hear people say to you, "Oh, don't let what other people think about you or what other people say stop you from going for what you want, like stop you from
mm,
doing something." But
mm.
I actually want to say, don't let what other people think about you or what other people say about you keep you doing something you no longer want to do.
Woo!
Like,
Shoo!
take yourself off of the pedestal. It's okay. Like, remove you, climb down. Climb, it's okay. These are your expectations for me.
Yeah.
I don't want them. I'm not interested.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
because imagine imagine I kept going after medicine because, oh, everyone thinks I'm gonna
Because
succeed at this
everybody
thing.
had said
Everyone
this is
has,
the thing.
if I'd kept going for that thing, maybe I would have eventually gotten into another school to study medicine. Maybe I would have been okay with the coursework. Maybe I didn't kill a patient. Maybe I would have become a surgeon. But would I have been happy? Like, would that have been the right choice for me? Would that have been the life
Correct.
path for me? But I would have
Yeah.
gone down that path just because I didn't want to be a disappointment. At the
Yeah.
points where I was pivoting and switching to media, like I was having a fallout with a lot of people. Like my dad was not pleased. My
Mm.
relatives were a bit confused. I also had friends who were like, "What are you doing?"
What are you
It didn't
doing?
make sense. It
Mm.
didn't make sense that you want to leave this grand, noble profession to go do what? Talk about
Yeah, for
celebrities and their new
sure.
movies, you know? It just
Um, I think that there's a lot of like wisdom in what it is that you're saying. And I think there's something that you said earlier as well that's important to balance out here because I mean, let's be real. Your dad is a doctor, you know,
yeah.
your
My
mom
mom's a
works with
nurse.
doctors, right? Your mom's
My
a
mom's a
nurse, right?
nurse. My
Um,
uncle's a doctor. My
your
cousin's a
uncle's a
doctor.
doctor,
My auntie's a
cousins are a
doctor.
doctor,
It's the
auntie's a doctor.
family
It's the
business, you know?
family trade, you know? And so this is the environment that you grew up in, and
Mm,
there's something to be said about being influenced by that. Now, the
100%.
job of the people around you is to create hopefully a space where they can go, you don't have to be a doctor, you know?
Mm,
Um, and it's validated in the sense that everyone in your line of succession is a doctor.
mm.
And so everyone else around you in society is like, of course, Ori, you must be a doctor. And you go, of course I should be a doctor, you know?
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
and it's tough to know what you don't know though.
Is this one
And
of
my
those you
point,
don't know what you don't know type
you
of?
don't know what you don't know until you know it, right? Like you didn't know that media was where you were going to end up. You had
Of
no
course not.
idea.
I
But
mean,
I think
it was always there in the background,
my
just like
question for you
you.
is, was it there as intentionally as mine was?
It was there because, like, in church, whenever we used to have like the children's program or like children's
Mm,
Sunday or whatever, I'd
mm,
be the newscaster. I'd be the
mm,
narrator. In school, I
mm.
never got to act because I was always picked to be the narrator. Like I'm like,
Got
even
it.
me, I want to be a character. I want to yell at someone
Yeah,
or
I'm
kick
with you.
someone. So I was always the narrator, and I did well at it. And I'd write my own script. It's
Yeah,
not like it was written for me.
yeah,
I'd
yeah.
I'd put the drama crew together. We'd go out and we'd win a competition. I'd put the choral group together.
Amazing.
We'd sing and we'd go in a competition. It was always there in the
So there was
background.
always an undercurrent.
It was
Sure.
always there. But
I
ignoring that
think that
thing,
this
ignoring it's
is
so hard because
mm,
it was not the respectable profession. It was
there we
not
go.
it was not
There
the
we
way
go.
to go. There is no money in it. Or there is money in it, but for the 1% who are able to crack it, like it's not very few people succeed.
Yeah.
in that industry?
Correct.
Why do you want to throw your hat in the
There's
ring?
So I think also there is another element here that's worthy of discussion, and it
Mm,
is what like the pressure to be something in society, and then the
mm.
other group is to like please your parents because
Oh,
you
yeah.
basis your story. What you're saying is everyone was like, Ori's gonna be a doctor, Ori's gonna be a doctor. And then when Ori wasn't a doctor, everyone was like, okay, but Ori, what are you doing? And then the media
Yeah.
stuff happened, and everyone was like, okay, Ori's gonna be media, Ori's gonna be famous, Ori's gonna do the things. For your parents, it was okay, Ori's gonna be a doctor, Ori's gonna be a doctor. And then it was like, okay, Ori is confused. And then Ori's in media. What is media? What does
No,
that
my
mean?
mom was excited. This is
How
my
will
dad
she
thing.
how will she make your dad? Fine. How will she make money?
How
How will
she
she
make
make a
money?
living? Like,
Mm,
who what even is it? Because I feel like if
mm.
we look at the jobs, some of the jobs that we do today, like if I look at the job that I do today, like firstly, I didn't know this job existed when I was
Same,
going to
girl.
university. I didn't
Same.
know that this was a job that existed, that this was something that I could go in and study.
Mm.
Um, and when I told my parents that I was moving from supply chain, logistics, operations, warehousing, trucking, like all of those things into communications, they were like, what is communications? What is that? Like, what is that? I mean, at least you've got a job and it's with a good company, but what is it?
Yeah, but
You
what is
know?
it?
And so there's also this element of like needing our parents don't understand what we do. There's all of these careers that exist now that didn't
Mm.
exist before,
That didn't
you
exist
know?
before. Yeah.
That absolutely didn't exist before. So that's the parent is the one thing. And then the societal validation to be successful in a way that they understand, in the way
Mm.
society deems acceptable, is also a big pressure. So I think you're
Yeah.
right in saying that you need to release yourself from the expectations of everyone
Just,
and say to yourself, what does success look like for me? What is it
yeah.
that I want?
And
And
then
then how am
pursue
I going to
that.
go and make those things happen? Yeah.
Yeah. Like, don't let the expectations of other people, of your parents, of your siblings, of your friends, or whatever, keep you locked into a life that you didn't choose or a life you no
Mm,
longer want. Like, it's
mm,
okay to pivot. It's okay to make a change. It's okay
mm.
to decide you don't want to be the outgoing friend anymore. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's okay to
Yeah.
decide 9 p.m. is my bedtime. Anything
Mm,
after that,
I'm
you missed
excited.
me. You know, it's
I'm
I mean, by the
excited
time
for
you hit your
bedtime.
30s, I'm so excited for bedtime. And it's not because I go to sleep, but like it's just me time. I get in the
It's
bed,
just me time. It's
put on
my
some
time.
jazz. Oh my God. I'm so old. I
Exactly.
listen to jazz now. This is
Me
you. I
too.
blame you. I blame
Oh,
you for the jazz.
the
I
jazz.
blame
Do
you.
you play the YouTube jazz
Yeah,
playlist
the
to
live
help?
one. I
It's
just
the
play the live
best.
one.
It's the
You put that
best.
on, you dim the lights, you pick up your
Oh,
Kindle, you read a book for like
oh,
an hour or two, and then you go
it's
to
the
sleep. It's so
best.
nice.
It's the
It's better than
best.
any Friday night out. Honestly, it
It's
is.
so funny. Can I
But
tell you something so funny? So like this week I was in a meeting and like I'm in comms, so we plan all of these different events. There's an event
mm,
happening all the time. And
mm.
as someone who very much likes to be in bed early, it upsets me sometimes that I'm like, I'll look at the clock and it's 11 o'clock and I'm like, why am I outside? Like, what is happening? Anyway, so this week we were talking about an event and I was like, okay, guys, what time is this event? And someone was like, oh, it starts at 2 p.m. and it should be done by 5. And I was like, praise the Lord. Like, this is the best possible outcome. So this is how I know I'm super old because I was really,
This was
really excited
me.
for a day event.
This was me like towards the end of my red carpet hosting tenure. I'm just like,
Yeah.
the event is starting at 10. Why?
Why?
I only now go to sleep at like 3 a.m.
Why? Exactly.
Why? Like, it
Why?
made me
Why?
so mad. It's another reason why I've decided I don't like red carpet events. It's so late. I want to be in bed. I don't got time for this. Like, another reason why I had to pivot as well, because that was something I even within the sphere of, okay, I'm doing media. There's so many different aspects to it, right? And learning the things
Mm,
that you like, the things that you don't like, and figuring out your place, finding your niche
Yeah.
It's just
Yeah.
as important. Red carpet is it's glitzy, it's glamour, you get to meet
Yeah.
celebrities, you get your picture taken, you wear a nice cocktail, you get dressed, you get stuff. It's amazing. I
But
have
that
no
is
energy
also
for it anymore.
yeah, for sure. It
And I
definitely
put it
loses
down.
its appeal after a while. Like
It
everyone's like, "Oh, you
does.
got to hang out with like this celebrity and this thing and yeah, the
But
Instagram
it's not
stories look
hanging
good
out
for a
though.
day." But it's like for me also I was like, I know it looks like I'm having fun and I am having fun, but I'm tired. Like it's
Yeah, I'm
exhausting.
also working, you know? I'm also
Yeah.
walking around in heels for
Correct.
like 5,
For
6 hours on
hours.
end. And
Yeah.
it's not to
Yeah.
complain or bitch about it. It was definitely a great opportunity and a
Fair.
fun
Fair,
time.
fair, fair, fair,
It's
fair.
just not
Fair.
currently where and it doesn't mean I won't pick it up again in the future. But right now,
Yeah.
in this 9 p.m. bedtime space that I'm in,
Mm.
miss me.
9 p.m.
You can have
The
it.
best.
And it's okay. Like I learned that as I grew and as I changed, I wanted different things out of life, you know.
Fair.
Some things started to lose the amount of like their value or
Their
their
appeal.
importance to me, their appeal to me. Other things took their place. But if you are
Mm.
stuck on not letting the world down, not letting your parents down, not letting
Fair.
your
You
spouse
won't figure
down,
out what those are.
you won't figure out what that is for you. And you just keep hitting your head up against the wall and not succeeding and not being happy.
Mm.
I, I've got another funny story. This one's really silly. And then I'll move on. So, still in university, everything happened in uni, didn't it? I bought a pair of shoes. I was in the choir, bought a pair of shoes just randomly. And so I'm on stage a lot, right? On a Sunday, singing and praising the Lord.
Yeah.
And they were cute, but I didn't think they were like, oh, Vava Voom shoes. You know, when you've got Vava Voom shoes, you know you've got them.
Yes.
These
You
were just
know
like,
you got Baba Boom shoes.
you know, these were just like, okay, they're cute, random shoes. And after that service, I had like 2 or 3 people come up to me like, "Ora, your shoes." And I was like, "What happened?" Like, I could barely focus. I was looking at your shoes, and I'm like, "Oh, okay." So then I buy another pair of shoes randomly. Same feedback. And then it becomes like a thing where people are like, "We're
A
waiting for you
thing
on
for you.
Sunday so that we can see your shoes."
See what shoes you're wearing.
So then it becomes a thing for me. So I go home over the holidays and I go hunting for nice shoes. Just because
Amazing.
now someone has placed me on this
Now it's
pedestal
the
of Ore has the best
expectation.
shoes. Now I'm like,
Yeah.
I gotta give the people what they want. So I do this
Gosh.
often, all the time. And every time a hit. This one time, the market was dry.
Oh
There were no
no.
cute shoes. And as
Oh
silly as it
no.
sounds, I got desperate. I was like, I can't go back to school without
Of
new shoes.
course. Of course.
I can't have nothing exciting. What do you mean? I go
Correct.
everywhere. I don't find anything. And then I find these pair of shoes that even me, I know they were ugly, but they were different. They were like these. You remember back in the day when like those old school platform pumps?
Oh no 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 no
You
no.
remember those, right?
Yep,
And
yep.
it was like 7 inches tall. It wasn't like a tiny heel, but it wasn't a block heel. It was a bit thicker of a heel. And here's the worst part: it was zebra striped.
Oh my gosh.
And it
Oh,
was
Ore.
sort of like a blend between being like patent, but not. But anyway, they were hideous. But they were the most unique pair of shoes I found in
Ooh,
the market.
excuse me. Sorry.
So I bought these shoes because why? Somebody has placed me on a pedestal, and instead of me to take myself off of it, I'm doing everything to
Now,
maintain it.
so what happened when you wore the shoes? Were
They were
people
oh,
like,
I forgot the last part. They were also one size too big.
Ore, oh
I was
gosh.
a silly girl. I was
Oh
a silly, silly
gosh.
girl. And so now I've bought these, you know those like insole things you buy for like if your
Oh,
shoes
the
are too
journey you went on. Bloody hell.
days. And now I'm walking. It didn't matter what anyone said about those shoes. It was a nightmare to walk in. It was not a fun time. They kept slipping off of my feet. I nearly fell. Like it was just so unnecessary and like such a terrible experience for me. I was like, why am I doing this? Like,
To
who am
please
I
other people.
trying to please? Like, why is
Correct?
this necessary? That's why I'm like, take yourself off the pedestal. Like,
Mm.
choose peace. Be
Got it.
okay
Take
with it. Like,
yourself away from the decisions other people have
take it
made for
away.
you.
And so that
Yeah.
was the last time. After that, I stopped because I was just like, what are you doing? This
What
makes
did people
zero
say?
sense.
Were people
And
like, "What are you doing?"
I think it was more of like an interesting conversation, like interesting shoes. So, not quite the feedback I'm looking for. You know what
Yeah,
I mean?
yeah,
Like,
yeah.
not, and
Interesting
those
choice, all
shoes,
right?
I wore it that one time. They're still in my mother's
Mm,
house. My sister sent me a picture
mm.
the other day.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
I
Please
went
send me the
home,
picture.
I
I really
dropped
want to
them
see these
there,
shoes.
and that was it. But I think my point there is I was doing this like it didn't really matter. And after I
Mm.
stopped, it's not like anybody came up to me to be like, "How dare you not have interesting shoes for
Of
us to
course,
look at?"
yeah, because people don't care
People
about you as
moved
much as you
on.
think.
They don't
Yeah,
care. But you're
yeah.
bending over backwards to prove a point or to keep yourself in the spotlight, to keep yourself acceptable or whatever, to make sure that the career choice you've chosen is the right one. Girl,
Mm.
it doesn't matter if you were on Wall Street. If you wake up tomorrow and you're like, I want to write children's books for a living, it shouldn't
Do
matter. Do
it.
it.
Do
Obviously, you got to
it.
do your research. Obviously, you might need some training. Maybe you might need to give yourself
Mm.
6 months to save up some money, to
To
make the
master
right
a
plans.
skill.
I'm
Mm.
not saying wake up and quit your job. I mean, for some people, that's how it needs to be. But I'm saying don't stay stuck there because you feel like you're going to disappoint the world. The world will
Mm.
be fine. They will get over it
Mm.
and move
Mm.
on.
Mm.
I I actually went down and I was reading. I was just looking because I know it's difficult. Like, when you've been like in a place of power or like you've succeeded at a certain level. Can you imagine winning an Oscar and then turning around and becoming a vet? Or winning an Oscar and turning around and becoming a hairdresser
Sure.
in Long Island? These are real
From Long
examples.
Island.
I'm not
Why is
kidding.
Long Island catching
It's a real
strays?
example. I know, but I'm just
Leave
like,
Long Island
because
alone.
it doesn't
But
have the
I'm with
best
you. I
rep.
understand. Like people are going to be like, what are you doing? Like,
Yeah,
why would you give this up?
but are you happy? Are you fulfilled?
Yeah.
And so
But
I was reading.
this was a discussion, sorry. This was a discussion amongst like a number of like child actresses and
Mm,
actors who like did amazingly as children, and
mm,
then people tried to get them to continue and they were like, actually I don't want to do this anymore, there's that one hun, I think she was in a movie or something, I don't know, but now she's full on the CEO of a tech company that has that is doing so well, like it's doing
mm,
incredibly.
mm.
um and it's just like, and it's also solving a tech problem for the world. And
Yeah.
it's like, had she listened to what everybody was saying and
Mm,
continued to be this, this actress, this is a problem that
mm.
wouldn't have been solved. But she was like, I don't want to do this anymore. I actually am really passionate about this. So I'm going to go off
Yeah.
and do this thing.
Yeah.
So I think you're right. And I think that it's so easy to get swept up in what the expectations of other people are, because
Mm.
it's nice to feel lauded and it's nice to feel celebrated. It's nice to feel like people are like, oh, like to feel validated in something,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
I actually think it's harder in those instances to walk away than it is in something where you're trying to do something and it fails.
Yeah.
Do you
Yeah.
know what I mean?
I mean, like the example you gave now, you remember the cute girl from Mrs. Doubtfire? Do you remember her? She was also she's
Mm.
Matilda. Matilda,
Yes, yes,
original
yes,
Matilda.
yes,
And
yes.
she was so talented. She was gorgeous to look at. She was so cute.
Yeah,
She gave up the screen as well. She writes
yeah,
novels and sometimes
yeah,
screenwriting now. Like she just
yeah,
this is the new choice that she's made. Um,
yeah.
I was reading Kevin Jonas when the band split up, he went into construction.
Yes.
Did you know that?
What?
I'm not
What?
kidding. He went into construction and
Kevin? What?
only came out of it when the band reunited. Like my man's was he had a family, he had a wife, he
Wow.
settled down, he had kids. He was living a normal life by choice
Wow.
because it's not
From
like he
being
was
a Jonas brother to
he he
construction.
he went to work in construction. It was a choice.
It was a
To
choice
okay,
he made, and
fine. It was a
obviously,
family construction company, but still, you know?
oh, but
But
still,
still.
yeah, but still.
And now he's back to music. So like there's nothing that says that you can't take a break, go do something else, and maybe still come back to whatever it was. It doesn't just because you've attained a certain level of success at something, you're a celebrity, you're a star, you've won awards, doesn't mean you
Mm,
can't choose a different path. Like
different
you're an
path.
influencer now with 1 million followers, but you're like, actually, I'm over this.
Yeah,
I,
I
I'm
want to do
I'm
something
signing out. I want to
different.
do something different.
Yeah.
Rihanna. That's the one that's still tripping me up. Are we
Rihanna.
ever getting new music? Are
I
we
feel like
ever
Rihanna is
gonna
just
see
like,
new music?
nah, girl, I'm out. She's like, I'm having a family. I'm doing the like beauty stuff. Like, I'm loving that. They, I mean, look, with
I
Rihanna,
saw
yeah, carry
sorry, what
on.
did you see? No, I saw, I don't know if it was a tweet or a post. Someone went on her LinkedIn and took a
Rihanna has a LinkedIn.
screenshot. I know, right? And they were like, it's her LinkedIn or her Twitter, either her LinkedIn or her Twitter. They took a screenshot of her profile, and the person was like, the moment that profile picture became a corporate look, y'all ain't never getting new music. Like
Dude,
it's not Riri, like it's react like she was wearing like a pantsuit or something, and the person is like, it's over for you people.
it's
She's a
done. It's
full-on
done.
businesswoman now. The
Shoo.
makes me so
Man,
sad
look, and
though.
there's and here's the crazy thing as well is that with Rihanna making this choice, whatever the choice that she's made, we don't know what choice she's
Has she
made,
made a
but
choice or is she taking a
exactly, has
break?
she made a choice? Is she taking a break? We don't know. But it's like it's this there's so many conspiracy theories about why she's no longer making music, because everybody has an opinion and everybody's like, oh, the reason we're not getting new music is because she's in a fight with Jay-Z, and Jay-Z, she doesn't want to give Jay-Z money, and this is why, like, she's not making music anymore. Do you know what I mean? And it's just like, who are you that you have this information and you know this like so intimately and so closely? But again, tapping into that, the expectations of people are like, I didn't understand why you're not doing this, so I'm going to create a reason why. Like, it must be
Something
because
plausible,
this and this and
yeah.
this. It must be
Yeah.
something sinister. That's why things aren't
Mm.
happening the way they're happening. Meanwhile, Rihanna's just like, nah, guys, I did that
But
thing. I'm
Cass,
done now.
can you imagine producing new music, going to studio to record? Now you must
Yeah.
shoot the videos, you must go
Yeah.
on tour, you need to
Go on
promote
tour.
this thing. And
It's
at
a
the same time,
lot of
you are
work.
making shades for the deepest melaninly blessed people so that they can find their shade. You are creating hair products.
It's
You
a lot.
started a
You're having
family. You've got
babies
2
and
kids.
raising a family.
It's
Yeah.
I'm dizzy just thinking about how much
Just
work goes into a single day for her. Do you know what I mean?
correct.
So if she's like,
Correct.
I'm gonna put this one down for now or
Yeah.
forever, who knows, and pursue
Yeah.
something else, it's okay. If
The
Rihanna
other
can do
one,
it,
you can do
you
it
can
too.
too.
The other one is Adele. Adele announced in Australia that she's not making music anymore.
No, 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 you're
She's
kidding. You're kidding. Please tell me no. No, I know I'm the one preaching that it's okay to put it
this
down.
is
Adele, don't you dare put it down.
this is the hand that's been off social media for a while. Yeah.
I have been
She
off social media.
performed
Wait, what?
she performed in Australia. I want to fact check myself here. I really
Cassie,
do.
Cassie,
But
you're about to make me
sorry.
cry.
Just give me 1 second. I'm just gonna fact check myself. But she made an announcement that she was just like, yeah, I'm I'm done.
Well, that's if it's true, that's greatly depressing. Because me, I'm out here waiting for new music, literally just
Adele
crossing fingers
announces
and toes
break from performing.
from performing, but not from new
No, she
music, right?
says, I will not see you. This is a direct quote. 1 second.
Okay.
It's just loading. This is a direct quote. I will not see you for an incredibly long time.
Yes, but performing wise, is she gonna give us new music? Like, is a new album in the works? I'm
I'm
okay to not see
I'm
her on stage.
Okay, during her final show in Munich last night, sorry, it was Germany, not Australia, Adele reflected on the past few years of live shows. I'm not the most comfortable performer, I know that, but I'm very good at it. She swore. I won't swear. And I have really enjoyed performing for nearly 3 years now, which is the longest I've ever done and probably the longest I'll ever do. So maybe it is about performing. So she
That
says,
sounds
after
like
that,
a
I will not see
performing.
you for an incredibly long time. I will hold you dear in my heart for that whole length of my break. And I will fantasize about these shows and any shows that I've done over the last 3 years. It's been amazing. I just need a rest.
It does not inspire confidence. But hey, if that's what she needs to do, fine. Okay.
Kudos to her. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. And if that's what you need to do as well, if you need to take a break and reassess your life and your options and your dreams, if you need to go back and pick up a dream you put down because it wasn't popular or you didn't think it would make you money or it wasn't acceptable or the parental unit didn't support it, maybe now's a
Mm,
good time to go and revisit some of those things. If you're unhappy
yeah.
in your job or it's toxic, or you want to start a family, you and your partner are aligned, you really want to be a stay-at-home mom, you'll start a business online to make an income, or you'll work from home or work remotely or whatever to support your family. If that's what you
Mm,
want to do, like, forget
okay.
about the world. Do
Do you, boo?
you, boo.
Do you, boo?
Literally. And just choose your piece. Like, if Rihanna can put the music down, if Adele's putting the music down, if Kevin went into construction, I suppose it made him happy to do that because he had options. He would have had options.
Yeah,
He
he
was
definitely
Kevin
had
Jonas for
options.
sure.
He
You
could
know,
have done many things.
many things. If people who have reached like the pinnacle of success are putting it down to be like, it's okay, I've had
Mm,
enough, I
mm.
don't want to do
I'm
this
making a
anymore, I'm
change.
making a change. And they're going to become vets. They're going to become hairdressers. They're going to just have a normal human life. Or they're starting companies completely outside of the industry. Then it's
Yeah.
okay. If you've hit CEO, CFO, COO, any of the things in the C suite, you've become headmaster, headmistress, principal, or you're not even there. You're just starting out and you're
Mm,
realizing this is not the life I chose.
correct. Yeah.
This is,
Yeah.
or I
Yeah.
no one longer want this life. Please tap out. Forget about the
Mm.
people. Tap out and start over.
And don't be
Start over
ashamed
doing
to do that.
something.
Don't be
Don't be
ashamed to be
ashamed to
like,
do that.
I need
Don't
to
be
do
ashamed to
something
go back
different.
to school if you need to.
Mm,
Don't be afraid. Yeah, you'll
mm.
be old in school, but so what? Who cares?
Yeah. Who
Couple of
cares?
years down the road, it's not going to matter. And I'm gonna as I close, because this has been like a sermon. Let's close the service today, people of God. Um, I'm gonna say something you said in one of our episodes that your dad said. If it's not gonna affect you, if it's not gonna matter in the next 5 years, don't obsess about it for more than 5 minutes. So you're
Yeah.
gonna be the oldest person in class, but in 5 years, is it gonna matter? No.
Is it
So
gonna
go
matter?
for
Nope.
it. You're
Do the
gonna
things.
lose money. You're gonna take a pay cut if you change from being a woman in STEM to running an online retail store. But will it matter in
Yeah.
5 years? Probably not. Go on with it. You want to
Do
become
the
a
things.
writer, so you're quitting your PR job to start working on your next great American novel. Why do we say next great American novel? Why
Because
can't
the
it be the
world is
next great
focused around
Nigerian
America and it needs to change. That needs to change.
next great Nigerian novel? You're gonna be the next Wale Soyinka, right? But you're gonna have to start somewhere. Quit, go do it. Make a plan, save
Yeah.
some money, find another job you can do on the side. Whatever you need to do, go back to school. Whatever needs to
Yeah.
happen, please make sure that the life you are living is a life that you've chosen, not one you were
Correct.
forced into.
Yes.
And that's all I have to say.
Snaps. I'm just gonna snap for that one. Snaps all around.
I will send you a picture of those shoes. I deserve to be judged.
Please send me
I'm
a
gonna
picture of those
send it. I
shoes.
might post it on Instagram.
I think you should post it on Instagram. I think everybody needs to
I
see these
deserve
shoes.
to be
I'm very excited
judged.
to see these shoes. I'm very excited to see these shoes. So yeah.
Come say hi on Instagram, on TikTok, on YouTube. Don't forget to comment, to like, subscribe, share, do all of the things on Apple and Spotify. And yeah, we'll be very excited to hear from you. Okay. Love you.
Okay, love you. Bye.
Hey, thanks for listening. Please don't forget to like and subscribe anywhere and everywhere you find your podcasts. You can also watch and subscribe on YouTube and follow us on Instagram and TikTok. Okay, love you. Bye.